have you seen the? Oh, thank you. Have you seen the OVO inspired Rolls Royce?
Rolls Royce makes some of the world's most luxurious cars. Known for producing handcrafted automobiles that promise a seamless magical carpet ride for its customers, a Rolls Royce car does not come cheap. These are some of the best-selling Rolls Royce models, and these are their entry-level prices. But with virtually unlimited optional extras, upgrades, and customizations, the true cost of a bespoke Rolls Royce has no limit.
Drake's house looks like a cheesecake factory. I can't explain it. No, I think it's more like a P.F. Chang's. It's like, you're right though. Like you're on the money. It looks like a franchise, like a maybe higher level franchise than it's not an Applebee's, right? Like it looks more like a P.F. Chang's because it's like it's higher level than Applebee's, right? But it's also not like there's still an air of like copy pastedness to it. A boutique hotel vibes. I don't know why. It just doesn't look like a home at all.
In fact, Rolls-Royce refuses to even discuss its base prices.
There isn't really a specific base price which we would just discuss because it really depends on each customer as an individual and the bespoke options which they like to design and develop with our bespoke team.
So what are some of these bespoke extras? And is that what makes Rolls-Royce so expensive?
One of the first obvious starting points probably is the colour. We have a palette of 44,000 plus colours. We replicate people's
44,000 plus colors? What the hell?
Something from your house.
I didn't even know there was that many colors, dog. How many colors are out there? I feel like at a certain point you got to run out of colors.
Something your own, something you've seen. Even we've done the dog of an owner, a red setter. So we exactly replicate them, whether it be by the DNA, the chemistry or whatever. For us it's unique. It'll be registered as your colour and you can give it a name and it's yours. And if someone else has seen it and wants to use that exact finish, we have to go to that person and ask their permission. When we go to the paint shop, you'll see it's called the Surface Finish Centre because it's a bit of an insult to say we're painting the car. It's more than that. You're going to have at least some layers of coat. There's primers, there's base coats, there's colour, and unusually we put on 2 clear coats of lacquer. But you could.
My cousin plays for the CBA and bought a Rolls Royce. What is CBA? I drove it for a bit and it's so shit, lol. I don't think I've ever been inside of a Rolls Royce or driven a Rolls Royce, but I mean, I have a nice car. CBA's Canadian basketball. You make money like that in Canada? You can fucking buy a Rolls Royce?
We have up to 23 layers of coating, which we've done before, equating to about 45 kilograms in weight just of coat.
In addition to the endless variations of colour, Rolls-Royce customers can infuse their paint with materials to create special effects.
Cum! That's the cum paint! Oh my god!
Of colour.
That's what? That's crazy. They're like, hey, you know someone has done that. You know someone has done that. You know someone's come inside the paint. That's crazy.
Rolls-Royce customers can infuse their paint with materials to create special effects. One particularly wealthy customer went one step further, requesting the addition of 1,000 diamonds.
Wanted a bit.
Bro, this shit should be illegal. Public transportation is the way to go, says Anarcho Junkie. The way I see it is this. Are you ready for this? I think this is basically the same energy of I don't know, having like an interest that is within your means, but like played at the literal highest price point that you can arrive at. Okay? Rich socialists take incoming. No, like, I mean, for the person buying a car like this, it's like you buying a Funko Pop if that's what you like. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I think it's insane. It is obscene, especially with the price points that it's at. I don't care if Rolls exists. You just can't have $200 billion is a big difference, law. Exactly. Like, people point to this and go, dude, this is actually the problem. This is not the actual problem. The actual problem, or an infinitely larger problem, is the fact that American car standards have turned into like mini tanks that ruin roads, and you can't even fucking see little children walking past you. The real problem is that the F-150, which is a ginormous tank, is the most popular vehicle in the United States of America. The real problem is that auto manufacturers have been able to very successfully create legislation that punishes pedestrians and makes it seem as though the roads are supposed to, even inside of big cities, belong to the car drivers. A big part of the problem is also the very same industry turning around and absolutely doing everything they can to destroy public transit. In a world where there is like all matter of public transit, like there is no, I'm not like abolishing this shit, okay? I will never purchase something like this. It's fucking nutty. I don't understand why people do it. I assume for the people that buy this, they are the ones who, like, for them, the purchasing of this thing is basically the same as like someone like myself at my level of wealth buying something expensive. Hey, buying something that's like $2,000, right? Or for the normie, for the average normie, like someone going in and purchasing, I don't know, something for like $200, $300, $400, $500. Does that make sense? Like someone buying like a Gucci belt or a Steam Deck, exactly. Except the Steam Deck has a fuck ton more utility than this, so that's like something I ride for. I feel like the more expensive items get, the less utility they have, because you arrive at a Veblen good, right? Because the Steam Deck is a $700 piece of machinery that you will get a tremendous amount more utility out of than a fucking Rolls Royce that has like market substitutes that are infinitely cheaper. Because you're not buying the Rolls Royce specifically to you know, have as your daily driver. This is the type of car that most people, I think, buy when they already have like 3 cars. You know what I mean? Yeah, it would be more like buying an old ass sealed and rated video game. Yeah. But then something better will come out in like 2 years and then you have to spend another $700. Fair. But there is no status symbol to like purchasing a Steam Deck. Anyway. I don't understand this kind of thing at all. And I'm trying to make sense of it from the perspective of like minor luxuries that everyone, if you were to like price adjust it, what would be a minor luxury that someone who makes like $120,000 a year living in a big city, like what would they purchase? You don't buy a Rolls Royce to drive, you buy one to be driven in. I guess that too, but like, it's just, you know what it is? I think Rolls Royce is very nouveau riche. It strikes me as like the Philip Plein of cars. It strikes me as the what's that really ugly watch company that I hate with a big face watches? Not Rolex. No, no, not Patek Philippe. Richard Mille. No, not Hublot. No, Richard Mille. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Richard Mille. I feel like it is ugly. It's a Veblen good. It's a power status moment. You're purchasing it to showcase your level of wealth, I guess. No, Maserati is the Philip Plein of cars. Fair. But Philip Plein's price point makes it the Rolls Royce, I think. And Rolls Royce is the most old money car in the universe. Yes. This part is also true. However, new Rolls Royces are not like that at all. I feel like a Rolls Royce that you purchase with this level of customization options, you are doing specifically for the uniqueness of it, right? Whereas old school Rolls Royces are they're kind of sick, but they were more streamlined. You know what I mean? You know who had a Rolls Royce? Fucking Lennon. I agree. Lennon did have a Rolls Royce. My king. Happy birthday. Right? Isn't today his birthday?
More sparkle in the finish. So it gave us a bag of diamonds. We crushed them. They were infused into the paint.
That's insane, bro. So many better ways to use your money, like purchasing a top of the hour ad break here to avoid the top of the hour ad break that comes at the top of every hour. It's 3 minutes long. Or even gifting people a subscription so you can share in on the fun that they can have with an uninterrupted broadcast experience. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. It's a fun day. Calm like a Tom. Thank you for the 10 gift the subs. Factory Candy, thank you for the 5 gift the subs. Sakura Gore, thank you for the 10 gift the subs.
Remarkably, the detailed paintwork on Rolls-Royce cars is done by hand by
It's not his birthday, it's his death day.
just one person.
My name is Mark Court and I am the coach liner for Rolls Royce Motor Cars. A coach liner means that I am able to put this pinstripe
Kathleen, thank you for the 5 gift the subs.
onto the side of the car. The uniqueness is the fact that I do it completely free.
Sorry, this is Lennon's
and
death
I'm
day.
the only one within Rolls Royce that can do this. That's like worldwide within the Rolls Royce BMW group. So the brushes I use is made of squirrel hair. We found that most brushes nowadays are man-made, and which tends to leave brush marks within these lines. This is a natural hair. This natural hair tends to leave no marks at all. So we work to one standard, which is the highest standard. So we use one that leaves no brush marks at all.
That's not the accent I would expect from someone who paints bespoke luxury cars. What? He's a fucking worker, mate. What you mean? I mean, I guess maybe it's because I just like don't appreciate cars that much. Like, I guess this is another, like my closest association to this kind of thing would be fashion. Like, I respect the craftsmanship of fashion and the amount of effort and work and the history that's put into the craft. And I think it's like another form of expression. But then again, also, I don't know. I just, it just feels ugly. I don't know why. I don't get the same thing from the Rolls Royce.
And if customers without a coach line decide to add one to their car, Mark is on hand to travel worldwide with his paintbrush.
As
That's
normal
sick.
with Rolls Royce never comes back to us, we go to it. So if it's in Dubai, so be it. That's where I have to go.
You libtards trying to put down the everyman for liking Rolls Royce? No, first of all, in this community, I don't think there's a single person that's like, oh, my Rolls Royce is sick. It's more so that it's not supposed to be a everyman, but I'm sure there's like people who love cars that probably could make a better argument as to why this is like a sick vehicle or something. And they're doing a decent job of showing why it's like, as expensive, I guess.
There are several unmistakable features of every Rolls-Royce exterior. The handmade
Liking cars is sus unironically. Car guy here, rolls are genuinely dog water. Dude, the thing is, I saw a guy who went to a dealership that does like barn cars in California, and that was sick. Like, they're selling old ass Porsches there that are like 50 grand, right? They're selling old ass cars there. There was a car that they were selling that was from literally World War II, and it had like the veterans like Marine Corps jacket in the back. That shit is fire, okay? That stuff is fire. If you could like actually drive that around normally, it would be sick.
Pantheon grille, the self-righting wheel centers that ensure the RR logo is never rotated, and the Spirit of Ecstasy ornament. In fact, In 2003, BMW paid $65 million to acquire the rights to the Rolls Royce name, symbol, and the spirit of ecstasy. But it's inside the car where luxury and cost dramatically increases. To create a virtually silent ride, Rolls Royce adds approximately £300 of acoustic insulation around the cabin. Its tyre manufacturer, Continental, even developed special foam-filled tyres, which reduced the noise of the road by 9 decibels. The results were so profound that Rolls Royce removed some soundproofing to avoid causing acoustic sensory deprivation. The dashboard of the Rolls Royce Phantom can even become a bespoke art gallery. Customers have commissioned artists to produce all sorts of designs for this space, including this gold-plated, 3D printed stainless steel installation that replicates the customer's DNA profile. Another shining feature of Rolls Royce is the Starlight headliner, an intricate series of fibre optic roof lights that recreate the night sky.
It takes up to 16 hours to build the Starlight headliners. We're starting by drilling it, and we perforate every single hole to thread fibre optic through every single hole. We've got up to 1,340 holes. We're doing this to achieve the stars, that are on the sky. So we're going to have the sky in the night covered with stars.
As with all things Rolls-Royce, customers can create bespoke starlight designs, including randomly generated shooting stars. One customer even had their design matched to exactly replicate the constellation of stars from the night they were born. The embroidery on the upholstery is also tailor-made.
How much do you think these people make? I think the guy that like actually paints the Rolls Royce is like such a unique artisan that he probably could afford a Rolls Royce if he wanted to, and most likely has a Rolls Royce. Like, I don't think that guy himself is like, I think that guy probably is like, bro, he said he's the only person on the planet. I highly doubt that dude is, you know, alienated from his labor, I guess. I mean, he is alienated from his labor because he's working, obviously, for another company, but he's a wage laborer, but his alienation from his labor at that point is like much more limited than like the factory worker that's like putting the fucking windshield on the car. So, no, there's definitely some Asians that can do that on the cheap too. What do you mean? The average Rolls Royce salary ranges from approximately 47 grand per year for team leaders, 137 per year for engineering manager. Average Rolls Royce hourly pay ranges from approximately 18.26 an hour for project manager, 27. Yeah, that guy is not a machine operator, brother. They fly him around the world. Also, one thing you will find out in a lot of like the luxury brands and whatnot, the irony is that like a lot of, this isn't the same for all brands, but like many of these places, like they have ironically better working conditions than like the cheaper manufacturers too. So there is that as well. Like a good example of this is like Porsches being made in Germany. Like they're being made by workers that are heavily represented. They have the legal board representation. They have like, I think 51% control over the entire company. And obviously that gets like convoluted and certainly is not as like, I'm explaining it in a very reductive way, but it's like still a very expensive, it's a very expensive car company. Cost cutting isn't an issue when you have wealthy patrons. Well, the point is, they're still most likely not getting the same output. I mean, they're still getting underpaid in comparison to what their output is, right? Why aren't you talking about the Isha scandal? What the hell is Isha? Like, what do you mean? Why am I not talking about the Isha scandal? Isha D's nuts? What does that mean? That doesn't even work. Like that makes no sense. Oh my God. People are saying fucking got him. What? Guys, you should have said suck on each of these nuts is like a little bit better. When you say each of these nuts, it doesn't make sense. It just sounds like nothing. You should have said put each of these nuts in your mouth or something. You know what I mean? Like each of. That would have been a little bit better. Just saying like each of these nuts, like what am I doing with the nuts, right? I didn't get owned. No, I think you guys should be, your expectations should be higher. Okay? Your expectations should be higher. You have the soft bigotry of low expectations for fellow chatters. You don't want to aim higher. It's fine. You got humbled, Isha. Yeah, you owned me. I did.
To the customer's design choice.
You're talking to the poop sock community? Yeah, I know. I literally have to I just pre-block Aphex Fizzy now. Every day he just does the same thing. I don't know why. It's very odd. Like he will just be like, hey, have you seen this news story? And it's a wet fart sound compilation. And it's like, I'm not clicking on it. Like your name immediately implies you're going to fucking bait me now. I have no trust in you anyway. Like that's bad. You complain when you don't get a high ad rating, but actually we're trying to not let you give us bad segues. Sorry, I agree.
Choice.
So there's no real standard process that's repeated with embroidery just because every single design is completely unique to the customer. It's not just a case of scanning in an image, turning it into embroidery. Every single aspect of the image is thought out. The different angles of the stitch will reflect the light in a different way.
Why are you not talking about the Ligma protest? What's a Ligma protest? This guy's not even giving it to me. What the fuck? God damn, bro. Do it! Do it! Fuck this guy. Dude, he's not doing it. He's not doing it. He's not doing it. He's ruining. I forgot. Oh, no! 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 Okay, let's
So rather than it just being a flat image, we're trying to bring it out to that next level. So it's almost three-dimensional, like a hologram effect that you can get from
like a hologram.
The most complex embroidery project Rolls Royce has completed is this special Rose Phantom model, which consists of 1 million individual stitches.
The Rose Phantom is the biggest embroidery we've done to date. We'll have to map out exactly what order we're putting all those embroideries onto the leather so that they all join up to match some of the stitching. There's no tolerance, it can't be out by a millimetre, otherwise it's completely written off. Just take a small aspect of the Rose Phantom. It's a good example of the development of one of the butterflies. What seems relatively simple in like an image actually becomes very complex for embroidery. So for the Phantom Rose headliner, there's a few techniques that we hadn't used before. Because of the scale of the Rose headliner, we had to break it down into individual elements. So each individual butterfly, the flower heads themselves, and then all the vines and leaves. So you can see here, it's basically different layering of different coloured stitches in different densities. And by building those...
I thought this was going to be Drake's Chrome Hearts Phantom. That's why I clicked on this. Have you ever ridden in a Rolls Royce? No, I have not. I've been in a bunch of supercars, though. Like, you know, I just have never been in a Rolls Royce. All of this, Ethan had a Rolls Royce, yeah, but he didn't like it, right? I thought he, like, sold his to get a Taycan, which he does like.